Do they? Well, for starters, people keep making movies out of them, which certainly has an impact. They've always been a medium that has spoken to people. It's got pictures, it's got words. If people don't have the patience to read an entire book, they can read a comic book more easily. It has both the visual power that you can get from a TV show or a movie or something on screen, or even a play, and it also has the power of words and the power of the imagination that you sometimes lose when you do something on screen. So it's this sort of, something halfway between the two in a lot of ways. But it's still, a very vibrant, wonderful medium as a way of telling certain kinds of stories. It'd be nice if it was used to tell more kinds of stories. It still tends to be lumped into the whole superhero thing. But it's a fun, wonderful, useful medium. I'm sure they will still be printed because there will still be a market for it. I don't think it's going to go away any more than television made radio go away, or that movies made theater go away. It'll change it. The nature of printed comics books is going to be completely different probably 10 years from now than it is currently. But I don't think it's going to go away completely. No, things tend not to die completely in that sense. Technological stuff will often, because better technology comes around. I mean, that's why we don't have laser discs anymore. But laser disc is just a different, and videotapes and DVDs are all more or less the same kind of thing. They're still all methods of bringing video into your home. I think the actual print book and the print comic is still going to be around. Absolutely, yeah. Kids will read comic books when they won't read a book necessarily. It's a good way of getting them in. It's similar to, it's got pictures, so that's something they can, if they're having trouble with the words, they can at least latch onto that, or if they're just too lazy to read the words. I think it's a very good gateway to get people to read words while getting to look at pretty pictures, because pretty pictures always attract people. I've got a bunch of new books out. One is called Super City Police Department. It's a series of novels about cops in a city filled with superheroes. I'm also part of a collective of science fiction stories called The Scattered Earth, which I'm doing with a bunch of other people, and which is a science fiction story. My particular slice of it involves telepaths. And I've got a fantasy police procedural, because I like police procedurals. This takes place in a fantasy universe. The latest book is called Unicorn Precinct. There's also Dragon Precinct, and next year will be Goblin Precinct. And I'm also involved in some podcasts, one called The Chronic Rift, which is a pop culture podcast. I'm one of the crew that does that. I do TV reviews, I do interviews, panel discussions, and such. And Dead Kitchen Radio, which is my own podcast where I talk about my own writing. You can find links to all of that stuff, as well as a bunch of other things that I haven't mentioned, at decandido.net, which is my website. And that's a portal to my blog, my Facebook, my Twitter, the podcast that I do, and you can order my books, and any number of other things.